Nike is one of the largest sneaker brands in the world, and a certain amount of litigation comes with the territory. Whether it's to enforce their patents or to crack down on fake pairs, the company's legal department has their work cut out for them when it comes to filing lawsuits. So without further ado, let's dive into some of the most interesting sneaker lawsuits between Nike and other parties. Number 8. Lululemon. Over the course of its history, Nike has filed so many patents that you could fill a whole book with them. Many of these registered copyrights might seem like basic elements of shoe design, but since Nike was technically the first to incorporate them, they were able to claim the elements as intellectual property. Lululemon put out a line of shoes in 2022 that featured a knitted pattern, which, according to Nike, copied their trademarked fly knit design. On January the 30th, 2023, Nike filed a lawsuit asserting that Lululemon had violated their patent with their Charge Feel Mid, Charge Feel Low, Blissful, and Strong Feel pairs. The fly knit patent is a bit of a recurring theme as far as Nike lawsuits are concerned, but more on that later. Number 7. Drip Creations. If you take a shoe apart and put it back together again, is it the same shoe? No. This isn't some ship of Theseus-esque thought exercise. It's a very real legal question that came up when Nike sued Drip Creations in July 2021. The company basically purchases Nike shoes, customizes them, and then puts them up for sale. They've defended themselves, saying this lines up with the first sale doctrine, which states that you can resell legally bought trademark products. But Nike alleged that they were using counterfeit versions. In the end, the jury decided in Nike's favor, and Drip Creations was ordered to cease selling unauthorized Nike customizations with immediate effect. Number 6. Mischief and Lil Nas X. In March 2021, Lil Nas X collaborated with the Brooklyn label Mischief to create a pair of sneakers based on the Air Max 97 silhouette. Only 666 copies of the so-called Satan shoes were made, all of which were bought up in a flash. Now, this was all part of a marketing campaign to promote the rapper's new song, but in Nike's view, they were ripping off a trademarked design. And to be honest, they kind of were. So it was only a matter of time before things ended up before a judge. Nike wanted all of the shoes destroyed, but all parties were able to come to an undisclosed agreement that most likely did not involve the wanton destruction of footwear. Even so, this was the first sign that Nike was on the warpath, and much more litigation was around the corner. Ho, ho, ho! Hold your horses! We plug a lot of people, but this is something that even we can't do. Hit that subscribe button and plug yourself with the most diverse and interesting sneaker content there is. And now, back to the video. Number 5. Warren Lotus. In 2020, the streetwear design Warren Lotus announced a new shoe that supposedly reinterpreted the iconic Pigeon Dunk. Now, considering the Pigeon Dunk has sold for as much as $38,000 on Stockx, the designer was looking at a solid payday with the new release. Small problem though, Nike called his updated pair a fake and claimed that it confused customers. Lotus tried his best to fight back, saying it had been over 15 years since the Pigeon Dunk's release and that Nike waited too long to enforce its copyright. However, when the lawsuit was settled in December 2020, he had to agree to stop mimicking Nike's trademarks and forego any proceeds from his revitalized Pigeon Dunk design. Number 4. Adidas. You might think that Nike only goes after smaller companies, but you'd be wrong. Adidas and Nike have gone to war multiple times, with each claiming that the other was stepping on their toes. In December of 2021, Nike fired the first shot in the most recent legal bout, claiming that Adidas was infringing their Flyknit patent. This piece of sneaker tech helps the brand create especially light shoes, and they weren't about to let their competitor use their own innovation against them. At least Lululemon could find solace in the fact that they weren't alone. The thing is, all these lawsuits have raised questions about the validity of the Flyknit patent, so perhaps the company's legal department made a misstep here. Whatever the case may be, Adidas fired back, alleging that Nike owned a series of apps that were in direct violation of their mobile app patents. Both companies got their licks in, and the matter was eventually settled out of court though, in terms that have been kept tightly under wraps. Number 3. Seedz. Seedz, or Eben Fox as he's known in real life, is a fairly well-known content creator that played a fast and loose with Nike's reputation. In one of his videos, the influencer headed to a Nike store in Tampa, Florida and returned a fake pair of Nike sneakers. The stunt somehow worked out, and it inspired a wave of copycats across YouTube, with most creators crediting Seedz for the idea. Nike was none too pleased with the bad publicity, and it took him to court over the matter. It turned out that Fox also ran a Discord server that served as an unofficial marketplace for the counterfeit Nikes. Each transaction conducted through the server involved a 7.5% transaction fee, which means that Fox profited from every sale. The Discord server was just one of many online platforms Fox was using to hawk his counterfeit wares. Between the subreddit he set up called r/reps and the detailed guides he posted to his channel about finding replicas, Seedz has a reputation for being a nuisance. The lawsuit also revealed that Nike was starting to take copies much more seriously than before, which ended up being bad news for a certain Japanese company. Number 2. Bape. A bathing ape, better known as Bape, is a legendary Japanese streetwear brand that carved out a niche for itself in the sneaker market. Needless to say, that's made them a consistent thorn in Nike's side. The American brand maintains that Bape's entire business model is based on copying their iconic designs, and they say they have the charts to prove it. The matter eventually ended up in court, with Nike claiming that Bape's copyright infringement had gotten out of hand. In the court filings, the company alleges that their Japanese competitor has been plagiarizing their designs for years, and the longer they wait to enforce copyright, the weaker their case will become. However, some designers have spoken out in the Japanese brand's defense. Chris Gibbs, designer of Nike's most vibrant takes on the Air Force 180 silhouette, said that the colorful patterns may have actually been inspired by Bape instead of the other way around. To make things more confusing, there have been reports of a potential collab between Nike and Nigo, Bape's creator and the current creative director at Kenzo. The timing makes it an odd choice, but many are still excited about what the results might look like. Number 1. Stockx. If you love collecting sneakers, you don't need us to tell you what Stockx is. The online marketplace offers some of the most prized pairs out there, and there can even be a useful tool to gauge market sentiments. In January of 2022, the website decided to cash in on its reputation by selling NFTs. These non-fungible tokens were digital versions of real sneakers, many of them Nike models. The idea was that you could purchase a collectible digital edition of a pair, just like you would with real shoes. Now, the merits of NFTs are the subject of intense debate, and they've largely fallen out of fashion since then. However, Nike felt like this was an infringement of their copyright. Stockx responded by claiming that they weren't trying to sell Nike products, but digital versions that used their own logo. It was an interesting case according to legal experts because it tested the boundaries of ownership and property rights in the digital age. And things got even uglier from there. The lawsuit escalated when Nike claimed to have purchased 4 fake sneakers from Stockx, which came with a verified authentic hand tag. In March of 2023, the company's lawyers submitted a letter to the court stating that Stockx had sold 38 counterfeit sneakers to a collector between March and July of 2022. This is obviously a major reputational risk for the marketplace, so the results of the lawsuit could have massive implications on its future. If people aren't able to trust the authenticity of Stockx's listings, the company won't last much longer, and Nike's not showing signs of letting up anytime soon. So there you have it, folks. Which of these Nike lawsuits interested you the most? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for now. See ya.